Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This Top Crypto Bull here once again to update you guys on your daily crypto news and daily Bitcoin update. Let's get right into it. Well, looks like Mr. Donald Trump, he's pumping crypto again. It looks like Bitcoin has blasted off and is above 100K once again. Current price of Bitcoin at the time of recording is $103,106. It did tap 104K earlier today. I believe it got to about 104,100, right around there on the Coinbase chart. So things are looking good for Bitcoin and crypto. I'm sure everybody's happy. All your favorite altcoins are pumping. Bitcoin is pumping. Hopefully you saw my video yesterday. I told you guys, that I did believe, the bottom was in. I did say that we might dip a little bit, but that most likely we're gonna pump. That the risk to reward, to be waiting for a big correction was not worth it, because if the market took off, you're gonna be chasing green candles, and that's exactly what happened. Right after, right during my stream and right after the stream, it looks like the market started to pump. As soon as I ended the stream yesterday, like Bitcoin started pumping, and all the five altcoins, the five microcap altcoins I suggested, or the ones that I said that I was buying were pumping. Pengu is up 30% for the day. Aria is up. Leah is up. Wisp is up. Even Fort is up. So all the five microcap coins I bought yesterday are up. But not only those five coins, basically the whole market's up. All the coins are up. Mooting is up like 90%. A lot of the meme coins are running hard again. Looks like the meme coin season is back. The meme coins are running really hard right now. Mooting is leading the way. It's up like 90%. Then you got like Mog is up like 60%. Then we got Pengu's up 30%, Popcast up like 20-30%. So everything's really green. Looking at the top 100 bubbles, everything is in the green. I literally do not see any red. Well, I do see, for some reason, I do see two small little red bubbles in the top 100. Form, looks like Form. This came out of nowhere in the top 100. Is ranked 77. The ticker is FORM. It's actually down, like it's in the red. It's like like down 0.0, actually it says it's down 5% down for the day. So for some reason Form is down, and then we also got XAUT is down 0.6% for the day. But that's about it. Everything else is in the green. Everything else is super green. Looks like in the top 100, we got Virtual Protocol with the ticker VIRTUAL is leading the way. Is up 49.4% up for the day. That's the top gainer in the top 100. We got Pepe is up 34.4%, and actually his best friend Brett is even up more than Pepe. Brett is up 36.2% up for the day. So Brett and Pepe are definitely making a run. They're definitely top gainers in the top 100. So we got Virtual, Brett, Pepe. Let's see what else is up pretty good in the top 100. I guess after those it would be ENA is up 26.7% up for the day. Then we got another meme coin, Fartcoin is up 21.7% up for the day. Man, Fartcoin just keeps on running. Hopefully you guys got into Fartcoin, when it was, lower market cap. I'm sure you guys are doing pretty good if you did. But if not, I recommend Pengu. Pengu is a meme coin that hasn't really run that much. It has run 25% up for the day. Hopefully you guys bought it yesterday or even before, before the 30% run up. Yesterday in my stream, it was at a penny exactly. And now the current price of Pengu is at 0.014. So basically it's up like 40% since I shared it yesterday. So definitely hopefully you guys caught that yesterday in my video. But you know, even if you're not in Pengu yet, maybe wait for a little retracement. If we even get a retracement, I mean, like the market is very bullish. Like I said, you know, I wouldn't be waiting, you know, for big retracements or big corrections. I do believe the local bottom was in for Bitcoin at 74K, and you know, hopefully you bought the altcoins yesterday or before that because you know, I mean that's basically you know, as low as you're gonna get for the altcoins. It looks like you know the bull run is back on. Well, it never left, but it looks like the you know the Bitcoin 30% correction and the altcoins, you know, big corrections is over. It looks like we're up in the rise. Of course, nothing goes up in a straight line. We're probably gonna correct a little bit, but like I was saying, you know, Pengu is the meme coin I recommend right now because you know it's very popular. And it hasn't run that much. You know the local low, or basically its all-time low is 0.0037. So it's only up, you know, like a little bit over 200, you know, percent, you know, from its all-time low. You know, so you know it's basically you know done a 2-3x from you know 0.0037. So basically it would be 4, 8, 12. You know, so you know it's done like about you know like a 2.5x, you know, from its all-time low. But you know, like other coins like Pepe and Brett, I mean, they've gone up massively. Fartcoin, you know, they've all done over 20, 30, 50x, you know, from their all-time lows. But Pengu, I mean, Pengu started up with the high market cap. You know, so you know it already is at a high market cap. I mean, it's already at like at 889 market cap. But I mean, at the all-time low of 0.0037, the market cap was $200 million market cap. So I mean, you know, it's still doing pretty good. You know, like you know, I definitely recommend Pengu if you're into meme coins. I think it's very popular, and it's all in all the major exchanges. I mean, you can buy it in DEXs, you can buy it in Coinbase, Binance, Robinhood. All the major popular you know exchanges have it, and I do believe it has over like 500,000 holders. So definitely, it is very popular, and a lot of people are holding on it. A lot of people are bullish on it. So definitely, I recommend Pengu. But again, don't buy or sell any coin because you know I say so, or because anybody says so. But I'm definitely, you know, I already bought Pengu, but I'm definitely gonna keep DCAing into Pengu, because I do believe it's gonna do really, really good this cycle. But totally up to you. You know, you choose your meme coin. But I mean, on the mainstream meme coins, that's definitely one I recommend is Pengu. Of course, there's like even microcap, you know, meme coins that are gonna do even better. But you know, those are high risk. You know, the one that you know for sure will make some gains is Pengu. That's the one I bought. So yeah, definitely Trump is pumping up the market. He's definitely you know he's definitely you know making his his tweets, or he basically posted on Truth Social that you know to buy stocks. In case you guys don't know, this morning Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, you know, said like buy stocks. He didn't mention crypto, but I mean like basically you know, he said buy stocks, but I mean like you know stocks are like cryptos. You know, like if he's saying buy stocks, he's basically saying buy risk on assets. So you know stocks are doing good, and you know crypto are doing really really good too. You know, if stocks do good, you know crypto does even better. Bitcoin does even better. So definitely, you know, Donald Trump is pumping up, you know, the stocks and the crypto. Let's see, the S&P 500, you know, is up. I believe it's at 5,663 right now. You know, the Nasdaq is at 20,063. The DXY, surprisingly, you know, it's also at 166. It was at 99 yesterday. You know, even the DXY is pumping for some reason, but that's usually not good when the DXY pumps. But right now, you know, it hasn't had any effects on the stocks or Bitcoin because you know all the stocks that Bitcoin's pumping. Bitcoin's at 103,217. Again, it did tap 104,000. Let's see, it tapped. I believe it was 104,000 right around there. We got to $104,178 on the Coinbase chart earlier today. So definitely, everything is pumping. So definitely, don't want to miss out on the pump. It's not going to be chasing green candles. We might have, topped off for a little bit at 104K. Bitcoin did tap 104. Maybe we're gonna have a retracement. Maybe back down to like 101 or 100,000 before we continue to go up. We might slow down for a little bit, but don't be surprised if the pump continues. Maybe the pump will continue to 105, 106,000 before we have another small correction. But definitely, I do believe the bull run is back on. The market is very bullish. Trump is doing bullish things for crypto and risk on assets like stocks and cryptos in general. Let's see what gold's doing real quick before I get to Trump. Yeah, even gold is up. Gold is up. Is at 33.17. So gold is at 33.17. So definitely it did have a correction. Yesterday correctly, to like 3,200, but right now it's back up to 33.17. It's not at the all-time high. I mean, I believe the all-time high is like 30. Let's see, like 3,400, like 34, or 38. I believe it's the all-time high for gold, which it made. I believe it made it a couple days ago. Yep, like a few days ago, I made it. So definitely, gold is, on the rise again too. But, let's go back into crypto because, we love crypto here. I'm top crypto bull. The top crypto is Bitcoin, and I'm bullish on Bitcoin, which is the top crypto. But, I'm also bullish on, a lot of altcoins, Before we talk about altcoins, let me tell you that Donald Trump, he's doing bullish things for risk on assets like stocks and crypto. He basically he had the prime minister of the UK. He had a press conference today, and he was on the phone with them, and they were bragging how they made a big trade deal today. Or a few days ago, but they announced it today. So the first big trade deal that Donald Trump has done is with the UK, the United Kingdom, and he was bragging about it today on his press conference. He had the Prime Minister on the phone, and they were both very happy. They're saying that the trade deal between the U.S. and the United Kingdom is going to be good for both the United States and the United Kingdom. So definitely, they're both very happy. So definitely, that's really good. And it looks like besides Donald Trump, posting on Truth Social, on his Truth Social account to buy stocks, that pumped the market. But also, it looks like the market, the investors, are happy that Trump is getting some trade deals done. The first one was done today with the United Kingdom. Looks like both the Prime Minister of the UK and Donald Trump is happy. So that's definitely boosting the investors' morale, and it looks like it's making a lot of people buy Bitcoin, and it's making the Bitcoin price go up. And that also, when Bitcoin goes up, the altcoin goes up because Bitcoin is the original crypto, and Bitcoin is like the father, and the altcoins are like the children. So the children follow the father. So when Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins follow. Vice versa, when Bitcoin goes down, the altcoins follow as well. But right now everything's looking good. Bitcoin's back above 100K. We're at 103K right now. We did tap 104K earlier today for Bitcoin, but bullish things are happening. Donald Trump is boosting Bitcoin and crypto. Besides his trade deal today that he did with the UK, he also bragged in the press conference he had today. He also bragged about that he's going to potentially have a trade deal done on Saturday with China. It looks like he's sending Scott Bessent, the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Donald Trump is sending him to Switzerland so he could negotiate with China in Switzerland. So they're going to they're going to a neutral country in Switzerland to negotiate. So definitely, we'll see what happens with that trade deal, with China in Switzerland on Saturday. So I do believe probably the market probably keep pumping until Saturday. And we'll get more news. It might not pump as hard. It looks like we had that big pump. We had the massive pump. Yesterday when I was streaming, it was right about 94K, 95K, and we've basically gone up like 9K or 10K in 24 hours. So definitely, we tapped 104K, we're 103K. Not really sure if we're gonna keep pumping, higher than 104K until Saturday, or we might, at least go up to 105K and 106K, and then kind of slow down until see what happens with Saturday. If we get good news on Saturday, we might, Bitcoin might blast off even more. We might make a new all-time high and break the 109K, all-time high according to the Coinbase chart. Although according to some other exchanges, the current all-time high for Bitcoin is 110K. So it depends which chart you're looking at. Some exchanges have it at 109K, Bitcoin all-time high. Other exchanges have it at 110K. But either way, if we get good news on Saturday, if Secretary Scott Bessent, if the U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, if he has good news to report Saturday, if he makes some good deals with China, then we might see a new all-time high for Bitcoin, and we might see Bitcoin blast off, and that might trigger the altcoin season, or at least the beginning of the altcoin season. We might start seeing your favorite altcoins starting to moonshot. A lot of altcoins are already starting to melt up. We're getting the melt up phase up again. So we might get, this might be the precursor, for a new all-time high for Bitcoin, and then and the altcoin season coming pretty soon. But we'll see what happens. On Saturday, again, Donald Trump is sending U.S. Secretary Scott Bessent to Switzerland so he could negotiate with China, and hopefully they struck a deal. So definitely Donald Trump, he's definitely boosting morale for investors, definitely sending the crypto market, and we'll see what happens. Another news, it looks like, in case you don't know, Donald Trump is very happy and he feels honored that the new Pope is American. In case you don't know, the Vatican elected a new Pope today, and he's American. I guess his name is Leon the 14th. So the new Pope got elected today by the Vatican, and his name is Leon the 14th, and he is American. And Donald Trump is very happy about it, and he feels honored to have the new Pope be American. So everything's looking good for Donald Trump and America, for the United States. We got a new Pope. He's American. Donald Trump, made his first trade deal with the UK, and potentially on Saturday, in 2 days, we might be hearing some good news from Switzerland. Maybe Secretary Scott Bessent, he might be reporting, that he, made some good deals with China, and that might send Bitcoin and cryptos to higher highs. We might be getting, a new all-time high for Bitcoin on Saturday. So definitely, this is not the time to be, out of the market right now. Hopefully you've been in the market, since the 74K low of Bitcoin, or even before that. I've been, in the Bitcoin and crypto, since 2022, the bear market lows. So hopefully, you're not out of the market. This is not the time to be out of the market. Don't let the bears scare you out. Don't let all the fear, of recession, and all these tariffs that are gonna destroy Bitcoin and crypto and the economy. That's just all hogwash. I do believe Bitcoin is still following the 4-year cycle. Although a lot of people are saying, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of influencers are saying, that Bitcoin is not following the 4-year cycle. But I still believe Bitcoin is following the 4-year cycle. To me, the Bitcoin is 4-year cycle is from low to low and from high to high. The last cycle, high for Bitcoin 4-year cycle ended in November 2020. In November 2021. So that was the last high. So in order for Bitcoin 4-year cycle to be intact, we should see a new all-time high by November 2025. So to me, the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin has not been broken. So until broken, I'm still following the 4-year 4-year cycle theory for Bitcoin. Until otherwise broken. But for me, it hasn't been broken at all yet. So everything is still doing really good, and I do believe the 4-year cycle is still in effect. So yeah, Bitcoin price is holding steady at $103,000. It's $103,088 at the time of recording it right this second. It's been holding steady right around 103K. For the last past hour, basically just been right around 103K. Give or take, might go down to 102,900, 103,100. Right now it's at $103,088. But we did tap 104K earlier today. We tapped as high as $104,170 according to the Coinbase chart. So everything is doing really, really, really good. All the altcoins are doing really, really good too. We got Ethereum finally making a move. It's up 21% in the last 24 hours. It's at 2,200. We got XRP. It's up 9.3% in the last 24 hours. It's at $2.32. We got BNB. It's up 4%. It's at $628. We got Solana, it's up 11.1% in a day. It's up to $163. We got Doge. Doge is up 14%. It's at 0.197, 19 cents basically. We got Cardano, ADA, is up 14% up in a day. It's at 76 cents. Tron, TRX, is up 3.1% in the last 24 hours. It's at 25 cents. We got Sui, is up 20% in the last 24 hours. It's actually at $4. It hit $4 again. Sui is at $4 and a penny exactly. It's up 20% up for the day. We got Link, it's up 14% up for the day. It's at $15.84. We got Avalanche, it's up at $22.20, 13.5% up for the day. We got XLM, it's up 12% up for the day. It's at 29 cents. We got SHIB, it's at 11.9% up for the day. HBAR at 10.9% up for the day. So yeah, if you guys would have saw my stream yesterday, I told you guys about the 5 microcap coins I bought. And I said it's not financial advice, but I let you guys know what I'm buying. I bought Aria, Wisp, Leah, Penguin, and Fort. Let's see how they're doing in the last 24 hours. Aria's been holding steady. It was at 0.015 yesterday when I talked about it. Right now it's at 0.0017. So yesterday was at 0.0015. And right now it's at 0.0017. So it's up a little bit. It's up about 10% up in the last 24 hours. So that's not too bad. And let's see how Wisp is doing in the last 24 hours. Wisp is up 17.5% the last 24 hours. So definitely Wisp is the biggest gainer out of the ones I mentioned yesterday. No, actually Pengu is. Pengu is up 30% up, the last 24 hours. But yeah, Wisp, don't miss out on Aria and Wisp and Pengu. They're definitely doing really, really good. Pengu is up 30% up for the day. It was at a penny exactly, and right now it's at basically 0.0138. It did get up as high as 0.0143. So definitely, Wisp, Pengu is up, 30% up since I announced it yesterday. Hopefully you guys caught that, that signal and you guys bought some Pengu. Yeah, so definitely R is doing really good. Wisp is doing really, really good. Wisp, is at 0.00075. The market cap is still really low. Yesterday it was like a $600,000 market cap. Right now it's at a $757,000 market cap. Still a really good buy. If you're looking for a low market cap, AI agent, don't miss out on Wisp. Don't miss out on Aria with the ticker ARIA and Wisp with the ticker WHISP. They're definitely going to do really, really good this cycle. Very popular AI agents with a lot of potential. Again, Aria has been holding steadily the last 3 months, while most other cryptos have been downtrending. A lot of AI agents are down 60, 70, 80, 90%. Aria in the last 3 months is actually in the green. Aria 3 months ago, when Donald Trump started doing his tariffs, was at 0.0008, and right now it's at 0.0017. So Aria has been in the green the last 3 months, while most other AI agents and most altcoins in general, including meme coins, have been like 60, 70, 80%, 90% corrections. But Aria has been in the green, so that's why Aria is really, really strong, and I do believe once Bitcoin makes new all-time high, Aria is going to run massively. Aria is American made. It's a U.S. made crypto. So if Donald Trump does do special tax cuts or tax privileges for American made crypto, Aria will definitely benefit from it. But yeah, don't miss out on Aria. It's definitely been in the green the last 3 months, and it's still at a really low market cap. It's let's see what the market cap is. Market cap is 1.5 million, 566,000. So 1.5 million basically. Still super low market cap, and with 700,000 market cap, still doing really good. And then we got Leah. Leah, let's see how it's doing the last 24 hours. It's also up 15%. The last 24 hours, I mentioned it yesterday. Told you guys that was my third pick. I'm still super bullish on Leah. It's up 15% up. The last 24 hours. Super low market cap. It's at $3.5 million market cap. Yesterday it was exactly $3 million market cap. So it's gone up, $500,000 in the market cap and 50% in the total price. Right now, current price is 0.0034. Even now, Leah is still a super low. From its all-time high of 0.025, it got as high as 2.5 cents. It's basically down massively, about 90%, from its all-time high. So it's still a really good buy. Don't miss out on Leah. If you're looking for a good AI agent, I recommend. Again, not financial advice, but I'm buying Aria with the ticker ARIA, Wisp with the ticker WHISP, and Leah with the ticker LEA. 3 AI agents with super massive upside potential with super low market caps. So definitely don't miss out on those 3. And then I also gave you yesterday two micro cap coins that are that you could buy, regular exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Robinhood, KuCoin, those kind of exchanges. One was Pengu, which is, actually not a microcap because it's yesterday it was at a $600 million market cap, but today it's at an $875 million market cap. So hopefully you guys caught that run. It's basically gone up like 30-40% since I told you guys about it yesterday. But still a really good buy. Pengu, it's got over 500,000 holders. I do believe it's going to run up massively. From its all-time low of 0.0037, it's only up 274% up from its all-time low. and it's down 80% from its all-time high of 0.0668 cents. So basically, almost 7 cents is the all-time high. It's 80% down. I mean, it's still pretty good, potential massive upside because other meme coins like Pepe and Whiff and Brent and all these popcats, they're up massively, from their all-time lows. But Pengu is only up a little bit over 200%, basically from its all-time low. It's up 274% from its all-time low of 0.0037. So still a decent buy. Don't wait too long. Maybe we'll have a small correction, but maybe we won't. I mean, I wouldn't be waiting too long because, the risk to reward, is to the upside. You don't want to be waiting for a correction because, you saw how Bitcoin is running and everything's bullish right now. We might, Donald Trump might have gave the catalyst, the signal for for a new all-time high. So, I wouldn't be waiting, too much for a correction because we could start, keep mooning to the upside. We could keep on mooning, baby. Let's keep on mooning, baby. Let's pump it up, Bitcoin. Come on, Mr. Donald Trump, pump our bags. I like it when Donald Trump pumps our bags like today. I don't like it when he dumps our bags, when he mentions tariffs or bad deals or something like that. Which you gotta keep an open mind, just like Donald Trump. Pumped our bag today. Maybe on Saturday he'll dump our bags. Maybe the deal with China will go sour on Saturday, and Donald Trump will announce that everything went sour with China and dump our bags. So enjoy it while it lasts, but don't turn into a bear. I mean, I'm still bullish because it doesn't matter what Donald Trump does. Eventually, the Donald Trump effect will go away, and the four-year cycle for Bitcoin will take effect. And then we'll have a massive run, and then we'll make a new all-time high, and we will get an altcoin season just like we do every 4-year cycle for Bitcoin. It's just a matter of time. Again, from high to high, we still got into November of 2025 for Bitcoin, to top off, and we still got until November 2025 for the altcoin season to hit in. I don't know exactly when the altcoin season will hit, but I mean we're already in the precursors of it. We're already in the melt up right now. All the coins are running, especially the meme coins. A lot of AI agents are starting to run. So definitely stay bullish. Don't become a bear because this is not the time to be a bear. Don't listen to the FUD out there. I mean, there's over half a billion in liquidations in shorts out there. I believe over 500 million shorts got liquidated. So definitely don't be a bear and don't get liquidated. Right now is the time to be a bull because things are looking good for Bitcoin and cryptos. So definitely stay bullish. You'll be reaping the rewards here maybe in June or July or later in May. We'll get the true altcoin season where we'll see all our favorite altcoins do like 10x's, 20x's, 30x's. Some lucky altcoins will do 50x's, and some even luckier altcoins will do 100x's, and very few will do 1,000x or more. But definitely stay bullish, and you'll be reaping the rewards here, before the 4-year Bitcoin cycle tops off before November 2025. Oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you about Fort. Let's see how Fort's doing. I mentioned Fort yesterday. Fort is my number 5 pick I did yesterday. It's up 7.5% up in the last 24 hours. I picked Fort. I bought more Fort because the all-time low for Fort is basically 0.062, basically 6 cents. And yesterday was at it was like at 7 cents, and right now, it's up 22% up from the all-time low, and it's up 7%, in the last 24 hours. So that's why I picked Fort yesterday, just because it's a really good buy, and I do think it's going to do really good this cycle. Right now it's a 0.076. It's up 7.5% up in the last 24 hours, And I like FORT, because it's backed by heavy hitters like Coinbase and AI160Z. It's basically, Web3, security solution for, decentralized exchanges. Where basically it's like a firewall. It's a FORT firewall. It's flagship product. It's the first AI-powered on-chain security and compliance solution that proactively blocks harmful activity while allowing legitimate transactions to proceed uninterrupted. So this security by default approach protects user funds without compromising usability. Unlike traditional security solutions that react after the attack, FORT firewall stops malicious transactions before execution at the RPC level. So definitely that's why I picked FORT, and that's why I've been buying FORT. It's called FORT, but the ticker is FORT, F-O-R-T, F-O-R-T. You can buy it in Coinbase, Binance, KuCoin, those type of places. So yeah, don't miss out on my 5 picks I mentioned yesterday. My number 1 pick is ARIA with the ticker ARIA. My number 2 pick is WISP with the ticker WHISP. My number 3 pick is LEA with the ticker LEA. And my number 4 pick is Pengu, PNGU. That's a meme coin, a Pudgy Penguin meme coin with the ticker PENGU. And my number 5 pick is FORT, F-O-R-T. This is a really good buy in case you're late in the game. These are 5 coins that are that are basically in their close to their all-time lows. And I do believe they have potential upside, massive potential upside. So don't miss out on those. Let's check it on the Bitcoin price. Still just going sideways at 103,000. It looks like we stalled out at 103,000. Right now, current price is $103,032. So it looks like we have stalled out for the Bitcoin price. So definitely, things are looking good for Bitcoin because we tapped 104K and we're at 103K, so that's really good. Just 24 hours ago, we were at 94K. And a few days ago, we were at a 74K in April 8th. We were, a month ago, we were at 74K. Sorry about that, yawning. I guess I'm getting kind of sleepy. I've been talking for a while. I've been staying up. I haven't slept much. Just been buying, cryptos. Been doing my research. Always looking, for good cryptos to buy. And those are the 5 that I've been buying lately. Is ARIA, WISP, LEA, Pengu, and FORT. XRP at 231 for you XRP army. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention in case you didn't know. Looks like the XRP case is basically settled. Looks like the XRP case has been settled. Well, according to this news, it looks like the SEC has officially filed settlement agreement with Ripple over the XRP case. So it looks like they agreed, that the settlement was going to be for $50 million. So XRP will just pay $50 million instead of $125 million. So yeah, it looks like it's been settled. So definitely, looks like it's going to be officially over here in a few days. The SEC, officially filed settlement, and hopefully Judge Tory approves it, and the deal will finally be over. So again, they were waiting. The SEC wanted to charge Ripple $125 million for the case, but it looks like the SEC and the Ripple, they have settled for $50 million. So this case should be over here within the next few days. And so basically, you could pretty much, unless something happens, we could pretty much consider over, and this should probably send XRP flying, and also XLM, because we all know when XLM follows XRP. Once XRP starts moving, XLM follows. So with combined with the SEC and Ripple settlement on the XRP case and the Trump bullish news, we should see XRP and XLM, mooning pretty soon. So definitely look out for that. Maybe XRP and XLM will trigger the altcoin season. So hopefully they do. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I've been talking for a while now, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Stay bullish in the market. Don't listen to the bears. Even Ethereum's at $2,200. All the coins are mooning. All the meme coins are mooning, and the AI coins are mooning. The AI agents, especially, are mooning. So definitely don't listen to the bears. They're getting liquidated. Just today, there's been over $500 million liquidations in shorts. So all the bears are getting liquidated. And, there might be a small correction. Maybe we'll correct all the way down to 100K again, or like to 99K. It's been, 100K has been a tough wall to get over with. Let's see, hopefully we manage to stay above 100K, but we might retrace back to 99 or 98K, just like we have before in the past. We gotten over 100K, but then we retraced back to under 100K. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we stay above 100K, but don't be surprised if we go below 100K, back down to 99K or 98K. But hopefully we stay above it this time. But again, if we do retrace back to 99K, the altcoins are not going to retrace that much because, we did have a massive pump. Don't be waiting for a big correction. Don't be listening to the bears that we're going to go to 70K or 60K or 50K for Bitcoin. Don't be listening to the bears. You're going to be getting wrecked like the bears are getting wrecked today. Definitely, I do believe the local bottom is in at 74K, and I do believe we're just going to continue to grind. Of course, nothing goes up in a straight line. We'll see corrections. Right now, we tapped 104K. We might see a correction to 99K or 98K, and before we continue to go higher. But we might correct to like 99K or 98K. But then if we have good news on Saturday, we might rip again and see a new all-time high on Saturday. If Scott Bessent gives good news, if we see any progress in the China and the U.S. trade negotiations. So we'll see what happens, guys. So again, guys, stay bullish in the market. Bitcoin tapped 104K today. Donald Trump is pumping cryptos and stocks and risk-on assets in general. We're at 103K right now at the time of recording, but that's still really good. We're above 100K again, and hopefully we can stay above 100K. But again, don't be surprised if we retrace all the way back to 99K or 98K. 100K has been a tough wall to break this cycle. We'll see. Hopefully we broke it for good, and hopefully we stay above 100K for the rest of the cycle. But we'll see what happens. Well, stay bullish in the market. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Think about joining the Patreon. Got a special sale going on the Patreon. Only $10 right now to join the Patreon. So think about joining the Patreon right now. Only $10. Get my exclusive picks on my cryptos. Get your buy alerts and sell alerts when I'm buying and selling my crypto. So definitely think about joining the Patreon. It's basically patreon.com/TalkCryptoBull. The link is in the description. Definitely think about it. Got a special sale going on right now. Only $10. So definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TalkCryptoBull signing off.